All right, so here we are. I'm not sure. This is session maybe 29, perhaps, or something like that. I'm a little bit behind on updating. There is a storm going on, so um, if I drop or something, you know why. It's kind of weird because it's kind of like a heat. It was like super hot, and now there's a storm. So yes, I don't know where to go with that, but yeah, we'll see.
Summer storms, man.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Do
Okay,
you
so
have
now.
a
Yep.
do you have a UPS?
I have something like a UPS, but not really a good one. I need to get a good one. And it's kind of late, not connected to this laptop, which is a really bad idea. Yeah,
Laptops are more
yeah.
protected. Their power supplies are pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's what do you call it? Yeah, you got this thing over here, this box here. Yeah. Hopefully, I should be fine. Okay, so we are here. Remember, where did we start? We started from the bottom. Never forget that. All right. And where are we? And now we're here. Got to keep bringing that up so we don't forget. Okay, so we're going over the homework. The homework was to um, Dan was to create and spice up the create character page, um, add inputs like drop downs, and make it a little bit more spiffier. And Dave's was to create the roster and add the delete function to it. Now let's see if both assignments have been met. Okay, we shall go now to Dave. Okay, so we got the roster. Okay, so now this is the roster page. And okay, so this is the roster. This is everybody here. I mean, it's plain, straightforward. It's all good. Maybe could have used a little bit of spacing here in between, like an HR horizontal rule or something to divide each each one, because they kind of merge into each other, right?
Right.
But the information is there. It's accurate. You get all the information from our database, right? And that is good. We got Pootie Tang in there. We got Sorlag. You gotta have Pootie Tang. He's a bard. And Sorlag, and you got good peoples in there. And let's see if it deletes. So let's delete for now All
This.
Maito.
Uh, it definitely deletes.
Okay,
What?
does it?
Why?
Testing some stuff. I had a lot of extra characters, and it's like, oh, I can murder them now.
It's like, so which one do we want to murder? Okay. Well, now let me ask you a question. Okay, does it work if I write Maito?
No, because it doesn't exist in the
Ah.
roster.
Oh.
Ah,
What about if I do Sorlag?
No,
wait,
because
what?
you're doing like a lowercase mode, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm getting you over here. I'm getting you. Okay. Well, let's see. Does
Is that
Sorlag? Let's see what happens with Sorlag.
he
boom.
disappeared?
Oh, Sorlag died.
What?
Okay. You're
That's so
it's
weird.
it's smart enough to whatever function you use.
Huh?
Um,
That's so
was
strange.
smart enough to know.
I think that would be case specific.
It is, but I think sometimes you could get away with it depending on the function that you use. But yeah, so this is good. So it works. So we're murdering people here. Let's see.
I think you want like a delete button next to each
Well,
one.
that is the next thing that we're going to talk about.
Huh?
Okay, so the part of the assignment was to create a delete button right next to their name over here, like
Ah,
something that says. So if you want to delete, just click on it and it deletes it. I mean, this is cool. Don't get me wrong. This is cool, and I'm glad that we're gonna go into the code and see what it looks like, and it's legit. But let's, yeah, next time I want you to add the button that just says delete. right next to them or something, or a picture or something. I don't know, whichever you prefer.
A skull picture.
Yeah, it's called picture or Word or some whatever you want, and then when you click it, it actually deletes it. So this is good though. Let's take a look at your code. I mean, let's see. Let's go through the code and see what it looks like. So what this looks like is some kind of form, I guess here, and then you hit it, you submit. How can I see what form does this submit to? How can I check?
You go to roster, no, the home controller, right?
Well, I mean, from here, how can I check what action, what is it submitting to?
I think you hover or something.
No, come on, guys. But you got
Foxtrot.
developers. What are your
F12?
tools? That's right, F12. Always F12 in it, man. That's your bread and butter. That's your money. You guys like money?
Yes.
Money.
Well, that's
I don't
F12
have
is
enough
money.
of it.
Yeah, F12 is money. So you F12, you click on this, you look at this and say, hey man, oh look at this. This is some kind of form, right? And this form submits to murder character. And it's a post, so yeah. It submits to murder character, and what is being submitted to murder character? Name. Nice. And so this is good. This is good. And this is the button, the input. Okay, so let's go there. And this is the home controller, so I don't have the latest, so I'm about to get the latest. This is great because now I'm about to go to the repository and get the latest code from both of you, and then I will have it and see. So I'm gonna get the latest recursive here, and it's gonna tell me what's how's it going. Okay, blam. It got all the code, and if we had some kind of conflicts, it would tell me over here, like it would be a pop-up one of the tabs and say, hey man, you have a conflict, fix it. If you have too many tabs open, you will not see it. You will have to like drop down and see. It's like, hey, is the conflict, resolve conflicts. It's called resolve conflicts. One of the tabs, it's a page to resolve conflicts. Okay, so I got the latest. What do? I build it. Make sure you guys didn't bone anything. And build succeed. Nice. Okay, so since I got the latest, I got, okay, so murder character here, lip. All right, so you got a name. So you call the connection to the database. Person murder is, oh shit, son, you're using LinkQ. Nice. All right. This is LinkQ, by the way. Nice.
Just so you know, if we need anything for Visual Studio later, it's asking me to restart the machine.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, after this, I'll let you know when you can start. We're not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Yes. So nice. So yeah, X name equals this here, and yeah, pretty nice here. So first of default, nice. So nice. So you're getting the first. You want the first one that matches with the name that you get here. Okay. And then character.remove person to murder, which is that's what you just got from here. Save changes and then redirect process. This is amazing. This is great. This is very nice. This is very nice. Yeah. Next thing you gotta do is just update this and instead use the ID or something to delete them. And you know, when you have some kind of link here to say, hey, delete this person or something, I click delete or murder this or something. You remember because we've done it before. And if you have any questions, just let me know. No, but this is good, man. This is good. If I ask you to do this from memory, will you be able to do it? Not yet.
Not yet. It'll take a couple of practice or
Yeah, no.
project.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But yeah, but remember, this is the flow here, and we have notes. Make sure you got your notes. Yeah, but this is nice. Dan, how do you feel about this? What, how to murder people?
I like it.
Yeah. Do you follow it? Do you understand it 100%?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, the LinQ stuff is still foreign. Like,
Yeah.
I have to look at that to learn how it actually works, as opposed to just using it because
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
used it.
No,
but
no, yeah, I know.
but it's good. Yeah.
I mean, let me tell you this though. Using it, just using it goes a long way. Like I spent like a year working at some place and I didn't really understand LinkU at all. Um, and I mean, all I did was just kind of copy and paste it and then kind of massage it to what I needed to change some
I
stuff.
mean, as long
But
as you know what the magic word does, use the magic word.
yeah, but understanding it is by far much better. And
Yeah.
it's not difficult. It really isn't. People make it out to be like a lot more difficult than it is. It's not. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, you guys already have the what do you call that? You have the idea. You know how it works already, because we have introduced it in a different way. But the abstract idea of it, you kind of understand and you get. So it's not going to be that difficult. Okay, so continuing. So yes, so Dave, you know what to do next.
Yep.
What the next step in that, and after that, you are working on the edit page.
Ah,
Do you know what that means?
yes,
So
updating the race, class, HP, or level.
yeah, yeah. Well, yes. And so there's going to be a button right next to delete. There's going to be another
Right?
button, edit,
Edit.
and that's going to be trixier. That's a tricksy one. That's legit. So I'm not sure. Let's see how we do that one. I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
Okay, so now let's move on. So far so good. We're good here. Now let's go to the create character page. All right. So this looks, it needs a little work maybe, but overall it's very good. Okay. Now create character. Oh man, look at this. Shit. Dan is hitting us with the gourmet shit.
Yeah.
My goodness. Dan, why are you hitting us with the gourmet shit? This is nice.
Said make it pretty.
This is very nice. This is legit right here.
Admittedly, half the time I spent on this was trying to figure out how to get the pictures to behave.
Oh no, don't worry. Well, that's the tricksy part. You mean this here?
Yeah.
With the background.
No, they're both actually backgrounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably just like BG equals something or something. But not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, but this is nice. This is nice. So you have the create character. You have, as agreed, the drop downs. Nice for each class here. You got the race is nice, and everything.
Just through the generic D&D stuff.
No, that's good. That's good. And we got types, which is PC, NPC, or GM. So if we wanted to create NPCs like a dragon or something, we are in there, or like GMs.
Should I spell that out in the future?
I guess yeah.
I mean, for most of us, it's probably obvious, but
yeah, but for most
GM
people,
might be like, "What's that?"
yeah, I think so. Especially the GM, people are not gonna know what this is, what it is, or how to use it. Yeah, so this is good here, and I dig it. So we did create a character, and we created Pootie Tang. So I'm gonna create, which is my one of my own characters. You guys ready? All right, this is my own character here from my D&D. Let's see. That's right, my friend, Nigel Fickle-Dickle. That's one of my characters. Yes, Nigel Fickle-Dickle. It's pretty sweet. Nigel Fickle-Dickle, I think he was a sorcerer or a wizard or a mage or something. Oh yeah, we are missing wizard and mage, but sorcerer is sort of the same here. Let's see. Actually, he might have been a warlock, now that I think about it. So Nigel Fickle-Dickle. Yeah, everybody loves Nigel, by the way. He was a gnome. I think actually he might have been a halfling. Yes, I think he might have been a halfling. And he was a PC here. Okay, so this is nice, man. This is nice. Okay, so I'm gonna create it again. Very nice over here. The look, the spacing, all nice here. Um, would you say that that was an interesting experience, and it was not easy? Would you agree with that? At the beginning, anyway.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
pain in the
trying to get
ass.
the drop downs and all that. You know,
And
we
spacing.
talked about it, but we never actually prepared for it.
Oh no, yeah. Well, that's where we're here. That's gotta learn it. Gotta learn it. Okay, so I'm gonna create it. Boom. Then we go over here, and Nigel Fickle is with us here. Okay. Yeah. So this is very good here. Flip. Let's see. So now let's go to back to create character. So let's take a look at your code to creating a character. How about that? Okay. So well, create a character in the page as well. That way we can see how you did it. So create character. We got this. Nice. I mean, soon we'll come up with some kind of logic to see how, how many hit points depending on what or whatever. We could just boot like a matrix from somewhere.
I did
Uh,
enter in a whole bunch of stuff in the database. I just
oh,
practically empty. They don't have much information. But
check it out.
originally, I was gonna try and do something with the
Oh, nice.
drop
Let's
downs,
check it out. Yes.
but I couldn't figure it out.
No, no, that's good. That's good. I mean, it's. I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty nice. It's very nice. You have to use something called a. Well, there's two ways. You could use a helper or use Ajax to do it. So we're not there yet.
Ajax was what a lot of people were saying, and I'm like, that's not even.
No, we're
Not
not.
yet.
We're
Not
not.
yet.
We're not there yet. I will show you an easier method, especially for some of these. Well, not an easier method, but another method of doing it. Okay, so let's see. Because we can remember when we do a view. Well, I'll show you in a second. Oh, but these are nice though. You got class. What you have? Anything in there? You got race. Oh, look at that. Yeah, these are nice here. And you got the IDs for each one. Very nice. Yeah. You see, so this is nice. I dig this. So you created your own tables.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, this is legit. This is a pro right here. So you created your own tables, and yeah, I mean, once you learn how to do that, um, it'll be pretty easy. I mean, we can I guess we can expand on that, and I think we should. Okay, so and let's see, character class. What's this? Oh wow, you created the linking tables as well. All right,
Yeah, I
nice.
figured might as well since I was there.
Very nice, very nice. All right, Dave,
Hmm.
you're with this, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
you got this here, right? Like these are tables with classes in them and all that stuff, right?
Right.
And do you remember the linking tables that we use or that we could use sometimes? Like, for example, this um, table, right, would be would link a character with their class. So it would be character ID and class ID. And this one would link a character with a race or character with a type. Of course, yeah, I mean, this is good. Um, another way of doing this, right, is that remember that in our character table, right, we actually have these already, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can, I mean, it's kind of tricky, isn't it? So we would kind of, I mean, your way is correct, and it's sort of the way to do it in a way. Um, but normally, either we drop these here, right? Because they're using this table, or we would change this to the ID of the class. Like it would say like class ID, type ID, and race
Oh,
ID,
okay.
and then we can just put the ID in there of of what they are. Um, that is in a way somewhat it's okay, but it's limited. Why is it limited? Like having if this fits one ID, right? Would they ever be able to be multiple classes?
Right. I see what you're saying. No, we couldn't do that.
You could not do that. So your way overall is legit. I think it's somewhat better. I mean,
The reason I did it that way wasn't even related to that. It was just that way I could just have a list, a predefined list. Whereas if we did it in the characters, there is nothing. We create it as we go.
yeah, no, you're correct. Mhm. But here, yeah, here we could just have, yeah, the ID, like class ID, type ID, and race ID. But for now, let's keep it simple, I guess, at least for now. But later on, when we go into the next, a little bit more advanced stuff, we're going to be using this. Not only are we going to be using this, we're going to be using it with Entity Framework. And we're going to be doing linking of the tables and that kind of stuff and relationships. Is that cool?
That would be great.
Sweet. Do you create the indexes for each one? The primary keys?
Yes. As long as I did it correctly, we'll find out, I guess. But I'm pretty sure I got them all.
Okay. ID, primary key, good. Is it a let's see. Does it what do you call that? When it goes up by itself by one?
Yeah, it should be
Uh,
primary key and key is identity.
Identity, okay, yes. Yeah, so if it's identity, then it's cool. You don't need to mess around with that kind of stuff. Increasing the index, which is great. So if it's identity, it's legit. Okay. So whenever we add anything, it adds it by itself, and we don't need to worry about that. And for now, that's actually not too bad. Okay, so far so good. Dave, are you with us? Or is all jiggy?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I like this. This is nice. So for now, we're keeping it. We're gonna be using this soon, but for now, just to resolve today's, well, just to go over the code, we're gonna keep it. This is how it's created. Later on, we will use these.
Thank you for showing us the columns, by the way. I didn't know where to look, and now I can see even which one is the primary key versus the foreign key. I was kind of confused about that.
Oh yeah. It's you could do constraints, triggers. It shows you all the good stuff here. It's very useful. Like for here, once we get this, it's gonna be two foreign keys, in a way because they point to here, and this one points to here. So we'll see.
Okay.
Mhm. But yeah, no, it's good to check this out, and it's fast if you just want to see all the columns without having to open it. You just go flip. What
Oh yeah,
columns this
character
has.
class was not done. I didn't do that all the way.
Character class. No, which one? This one?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fine.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at. I'm confused. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay to me. I mean, it doesn't have anything because we haven't put anything into it. All right. Okay, so let's go back and yeah, you create it. You put it in the database, saved it, return to roster. But now let's take a look at your create character page. Are we ready? Okay, so let's go there. Nice. Okay, so let's see right off the bat. You got a H1 and you're using some kind of image, background image, URL, and that is what you're doing here. Let's see, nice, nice, very nice. See, getting crazy with the cheese whiz here. This is good. Get creative. This is nice here. Okay, so yeah, so you set a background for this H1, which is good. Okay, and then we have a form here, the flip, and get the form with table width. Okay, very nice. Raise input. Okay, yeah, so this is the drop down list, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So you went and you did some research and you created a drop down list, find out how to create a drop down list. Right?
That is, yep.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna copy this here. Okay. And I'm just gonna paste it somewhere, at least for now. Okay. So this is the helper we use to do drop downs. And as you can see, you know, this is kind of like the drop down, and these are the items here. Flip, 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 right? The first, this is the ID, correct, or the name. And this is the list of everything you want in your list, in your drop down, right? So this is what this is here. Barbarian, Bard, Barbarian, Bard, and this is their value. Okay. Could you have chosen another value if you wanted to?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they were originally all numbers, and it was kind of confusing the heck out of me.
No, that's cool.
I figured it out by creating characters, and they had numbers next to the lists, and it was like, oh, okay. I have a name and then a bunch of numbers.
No, this is good. This is good. Okay, so no, this is good here. Another drop down list. Nice. So from now on, we are going to have a collection of inputs. Okay, and this is going to be your, like, seriously, you need to guard this with your life, pretty much. We're gonna call it the inputs. Yeah, just inputs. And remember, I showed you one of mine earlier. I think it was a number 6 or something. Uh, I showed you my inputs list because I keep track of all the cool inputs. So from now on, we're gonna be creating an inputs list of because remember, we've been talking about C# and HTML, and we can create inputs, form inputs, or just tags two ways, especially inputs. We could just go straight HTML. This is not straight HTML. Or we could just use a helper, a C# helper, or Razor helper. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you guys to say 100% that is clear. I'm gonna let me, because this is, it might get you sometimes, but it's very important to repeat it and have it at least when creating inputs in C#, Razor, it's called Razor. Yeah, the engine that we use, remember, is called Razor, like where we type HTML stuff. Okay, there are two ways. Normal HTML or helper. Well, let's call it, what should we call it, just C# helper or something? C# helper. All right. Yes. that's fine. Yeah, in fact, actually, let me bold it. Lamb. Okay. I'm gonna keep repeating that though. It's important. It's kind of important. Um, and you used his here. You use the helper. Okay. I know this is gonna be a little bit weird, but how would I do it if I wanted to do HTML? Can anybody figure out? Anybody know?
No.
All right, no problem, no problem. Dave, any ideas?
Yes.
HTML. Remember, we gotta hook it. Gotta practice, baby. Gotta practice. It is the select statement.
Uh,
Select statement, and then you're gonna do option. For this, it would be barbarian. They're gonna look different. Value equals barbarian. Let's see. But from now on, this is very good because this is extremely good practice, and this is something that you need to be. It needs to be second nature, and you need to understand it. And but this is good though. I know it's a lot of stuff, guys, and remember, never ever ever try to memorize everything that we do. That's impossible, and it's silly. Remember that there are ways to do it, and you have resources at your fingertips to go and figure out what they are. You have your notes, you have Google, you got 3Schools, you got Stack Overflow, you got all these places. Never, ever, ever try to memorize everything 100%. Just sort of remember the gist of it or kind of the idea of it. Because you'll go insane and nobody can really, seriously, can't remember everything. Especially as a Stack developer. Just, you kind of learn. Over time, a lot of stuff will become second nature, but never try to remember everything. Is that cool? Okay, so yeah, so we have option here, and then we would have others. For example, let's say blip, blip, and then I'm just gonna copy paste a couple, and we're just gonna do this right here. And one thing is that we're missing is the name. Name would be, let's call it class 2 for now. I'm gonna run this to see what it looks like. Is that cool? To see if there's some kind of what difference, and if it works. We don't know if it's gonna work anyway, so let's see. So remember, a select is another type of form input. The main ones are input, select, which are the drop-down like options. And let's see. You see, I'm liking these classes because we're moving from one topic to another naturally, and we're expanding, we're learning. We're not gonna go. I mean, we're not starting right off the bat or anything, but we are. We're doing the do. Okay. So what do you see here? What do you see? How does it look? So we have one here.
Very similar.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same thing. It's just that this one we use a helper, and this one we use HTML. But remember, all Razor does is helps you build HTML. At the end, all that gets spit out to the actual page is HTML.
Now we're dual classing.
Oh yeah, yes. It's a class 1, class 2 there. So
Barbarian Bard.
Does that work? Yeah, that's a good mix. Okay, so I am going to. So this is gonna. So now this is an example of a drop down. And again, guard these nodes with You respect these nodes, give these nodes love because it's they're gonna come in handy. You're gonna find yourself using these more than probably more of the stuff that you're gonna be doing. Um, and this is what is this? This is the drop down. Ship lips. The way it does that. That thing is annoying as hell. Christ. Stop it. Okay. There we go. Didn't know how it happened, but screw it. All right, so how do we feel about this drop down? Remember, this is our tools. This is really one of our serious tools that we're going to be using all the time. So now we have finally put something in our tools. Well, the first and foremost is which is the one that we use most of the time, which is the first input that we learn. It is input, right? So let's add that to our inputs here. And this is going to be, I guess not, all right. Inputs. And what are these called? They're called, yeah, it's just input. Input, mostly text boxes, mostly. Text boxes, etc. Yeah, but most of the time is a type of text box. Not all the time. Remember, you got to study and go over these. But why is it blue?
Is it a link?
Could be. Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, so we have a text box here. I'm just gonna drop this all the way to the left, I guess.
Did you change something about the formatting to color everything?
I'm not sure. I think you mean this here.
It looks like it's trying to do some sort of like make it readable for code.
Oh, cool. Oh, I see.
You know what? You got brackets, so it's possibly like
Yes.
an XML thing.
Yeah, I think what I'm using is smart enough. I'll fix it up soon. But yeah, you are right, I think. And this is a function, so I think it's trying to make it blue because it's a function, the brackets. Yeah. I wonder if it's this. That's good. But anyway, inputs. Different types. Let's see. Type text, hidden, number, date, etc. Even color. You guys remember color? Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to do color, man.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is the example for input here. Okay. And we got input and we got drop down. And this is how you do it with normal. We haven't. I will probably introduce the helper version soon. I think I already did, but let's see how else we could have done it. We could do this. Okay, so should I leave this? I'm gonna leave it here, and I'm gonna comment it out. That way, you guys can see what it looks like, just with straight up code. Is that cool?
Sounds good.
Oh, actually, this is a great idea here. Also, let's see. So you said HTML dot drop down list, right? So do they have anything called for input for maybe? Input for, or actually text box for, I think it's called. So
yeah.
text box. It could just be text box or text box 4. You guys are, yeah, you guys are pretty far along, I think. So, well, we're here. Get ready. How's your brains? I'm about to hurt your brains. Good. Okay, so now since we're dealing with inputs and we're pros, there will be different kinds of inputs. And this is a great example. One is the basic HTML input that we have, right? We all understand that 100%. Yes. Okay. Number 2 is we have the helper. So remember, you got HTML. That's how that's where all the helpers are, or most of them. And since we want a text box, let's just create a text box. And let's do a bracket because they're functions. And hey, okay, so, and there are different overloads or different parameters that it takes. Do you see what is 1 of 7?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that means there's 7 versions of this function that, that takes different parameters, arguments. So I'm going to press down, and the second one takes a string and the other one a value. Okay. The other one, it's string name, value, attributes. So it gets bigger and bigger. So you could don't worry about a lot of this stuff if you don't understand it. Don't worry about it. I'm just showing you that you could do a lot of stuff and it's very powerful. But all we're going to do right now is just use the basic one. All right. And what do you call it? Name. Let's call it name2. Okay, so what did I say before? What do these helpers do overall? What is their purpose?
Help us to write HTML.
Exactly, yeah. So in the end, all they're doing is just spitting out HTML. Okay. Let's see. So that should be or is almost the equivalent of each other right there up there. Okay, so now I'm gonna run it just to see. Well, I'm just gonna save it because it's already running. Normally you cannot change code while something is running, except while if you're changing an HTML, you can. You could just update HTML.
Yeah, that was weird. It's nice being able to like tweak it while you're running it, so you can just refresh the page.
Yep, exactly.
It's smart like that.
No, it's very powerful. So we want to do is just let's refresh the page here. So what should appear? What should it look like after I refresh the page? You remember? What did I take out and then what did I put in?
Sorry, I wasn't paying that close attention.
Oh, no, that's fine. Well, I took out the drop downs and I added an input.
Text box for name, right?
Yep. Okay, so let's say, I'm going to do it. Blip.
Second text box.
You got a straight character.
So remember, I took out the extra drop down. And, oh yeah, we don't need this. Right here. So they're kind of pretty close, right? I mean, they're. So I'm gonna F12 and see how they're different. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at this one, and there they are. The first one, which is the one we created with normal HTML. Second, normal HTML. That's what it looks like. It's type. Text, ID, name. Okay. And input, which is the one we created with the helper. You see how short it is? We just said, hey, text box, name. And this spit out this code here, which is ID name2, name2, type text, and no value because it doesn't have. I mean, you could have given it a value perhaps, but we did not. So that's pretty cool. Very straightforward, right? Very nice.
nice that it's smart enough to give it a new ID and name.
Oh no, we gave it to. Yeah.
We did give it a name too? Okay. Oh, okay. So it just
Yeah.
uses that and
Yep. It
throws
uses
it on them.
it
Okay.
copies it. So that's pretty good. So I'm gonna take this and I'm going to add to our vast uh, ocean of knowledge here, right here. Uh, and again, don't get hung up on this. Choose, most of the times you're gonna be doing HTML. Once you get used to this, you're gonna be using this. Sometimes I mix them. Sometimes I just use this, and sometimes now I need you to pay attention because this is important. Okay. Sometimes you will get stuck trying to do something that is kind of tricksy to do, a kind of a special input, and it can only be done either in here, like normal HTML, or in here, but not both. It's rare, and you could probably find a way to do it in both, but it's not worth the trouble. If you get it working one way, fuck it, go with the flow. Are you guys with that?
Yes.
Yeah. And that comes in handy, especially in like these things. The helpers can save you some, a lot of work and stuff. And this one can too. So I don't know. Okay, so yeah, continuing. So this is good. So you guys understand it here. Now I'm going to show you. I will introduce to you because you're gonna sort of need it soon, I think. The next type of helper. And this, I'm about to hurt you, so get ready. You're sort of familiar with it already. So we already have 1, 2. So I'm gonna do HTML. There is something called text box 4. This is a helper. So let's talk about this because it's important for us to get the right introduction into this. Get into it the right way. Up to now, when we create a new form, we don't have previous. You see, in this form here, there's nothing exists, no character information. This is the first time we're getting the character information. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
So there is no existing model for it, right? I mean, there could be. You could be using a model and filling it out, but there isn't. You're just grabbing a name, a class, an array, and sending it to the controller and getting that and creating a character and put it in the database. That's what we are doing. But do you guys remember in the edit page? Let's say if I wanted to edit a character. What would be the difference between this page and the edit character page?
I think the edit would take a model.
That's right, god damn it. Yes. It would take the model that you are trying to edit. Okay, so we definitely need to make that a bit more concrete, but that is correct. Dan, are you with it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume that we are passing a model, that we're messing around with a model in this, I don't know, in this page here, in this view. So there's a way you could create sort of like a shorthand, an easy way to create an input for that model. And depending on the type, and it's very smart. So let's say I'm just gonna make believe, right? Okay. And this, I'm giving you guys some extreme hints here, by the way, super hints.
We have a text box for, and we're going to name the model we want to mess with.
Yeah. So the model is going to be of type character. Because we're messing around with we're editing a model of something of type character. So from now on, this page knows what the model character is, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I know this is going to seem like magic and whatnot, right? So now we have different kinds of text boxes. And there's something called the text box for. So, I mean, if you use logic or just common sense, it creates a text box for whatever you give it. Okay. So, in this case, it works using LINQ in a way. So, I'm going to give you something. Don't freak out. It's going to be cool. But this is our first introduction sort of to mini LINQ here. Okay, um, so, so first of all, text box 4. Uh, a common sense says, hey, there's gonna be a text box for something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and usually we want it to be a text box for some kind of property, like name, or age, or level, or something of the sort, or class, right? Pretty straightforward there. So this is gonna look weird. Don't worry about it. Do you guys remember what the word convention means, or what convention is? Yes. It means don't worry about it. This is how it is. That's exactly how it is, all right? Don't worry about it too much. This is how it's written. This is how it's expected. Don't worry about why too much. This is how they decided to do it. Okay. When I say that, I mean how they decided to do why is it some, like this squiggly thing with an arrow or something. That's just how it decided. It's called a lambda expression. That's just how it is. Don't think about it too much. Okay. So X here and then X. And this is great. This is great stuff here. So X, and I'm going to press the dot. Tell me something that you notice after I press the X. Do you guys see anything or notice anything?
Seeing a lot of stuff for the character model.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
It even says actually character class.
It does. It does. Yes. So it kind of does, and yeah. So it has access to the properties of the character model, because the current model for this view is of type character, so it knows, it's smart enough, right, to know. So let's say we are creating a character, a text box for. In this case, what do we want to create a text box for? I think it's name, right? Because we're creating the same. Text box for name. And let's take it slow and simple. Okay. I'm gonna copy this here. And this is the good stuff here. All right. So this is LINQ here in a way. This is just a tiny LINQ here. Okay, it's just the beginning of a LINQ. So let's sound this out. Let's use common sense. Let's use our logic and write this out. And I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna try to explain to you how this works and what it is. Don't be too discouraged if you don't get it right away, or if I explain it wrong. But once we get this initial understanding, it's going to be very useful. It's very strong. Okay. So first things first. Okay. We agree that we are dealing with something of type character. The model for this, and also you need to repeat it with me, and you need to go with me here because it's kind of important. The model for this page is something of type character. Are you guys with it?
Type character. Yeah.
Okay, type character. Okay, Dave, type character, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so inherently, it knows that we are dealing with something of type character. How does it know that? Because the system is smart enough, and we told it, hey, you're dealing with a freaking type character here. Okay, so I want you to, whenever you're dealing with LinQ from now on, I want you to talk to yourself and just say, let's see, LinQ. Like, first of all, ask yourself, what are you dealing with? Okay. So let's say that X is what you are dealing, the thing that you are dealing with. Okay. X can be anything. X is just some kind of name or variable name that you choose yourself to give a handle on what you're dealing with. Again, don't worry. So right now we are dealing with a model for character, right? So yeah, so let's see. So if we are dealing with model character, then if let's say I chose a name X, and that would represent this character model or whatever it is that is being represented. Okay, so so far so good. Probably not, but it's somewhat good. Okay. All right. So again, don't get hung up on the X. Actually, to make it easier, let's not even use X.
You can do that?
Yeah. Let's call it model. So model. Yeah. You could choose any name you want. In a way. So, but model. Let's use model. Okay. So now, there you go. This is convention. Okay. So now, this is important right here. Okay, so model X or model or anything. All right. Okay, so now convention here. That's what sort of the initial of a lambda notation looks like, or aka LinQ notation. And this is exactly what it means. All right. It means using this variable as the handle for whatever you're dealing with. Okay. So again, using the variable as the handle that you're dealing with. Let's say using X model variable. Then after that, and do this or use this. After the arrow. Okay. Then after the arrow, you tell it or you say what you want to do or what you want to deal with. Okay, I know it's tricky. No worries. Okay, so now, so this is by default. This will always be the same, by the way. Because, why is it? Because it is by, where's that word that I was using? Man, I didn't write it down. Convention. Shit. Yeah, it is convention. There we go. It is convention here. Bold. Yeah. Get a tattoo. because it's important. Yeah, so it is convention. So yeah, so whenever you deal with LinkU, it's always going to be something like this. And whenever you see it or you think, just think, hey, okay, whatever I'm dealing with is going to be represented by this. So this is going to be representing sort of, or this is going to be a handle, some sort of handle of whatever I'm dealing with. And then how I want to interact with it or what I want to do with it is going to go in here, in this space. So right now, nothing is happening here really, right? This is just saying, this is kind of like the platform. This is like the prerequisite to anything that you write. So this is kind of needed. It's always the same. Always saying, okay, I'm going to use this word in this logic. That's pretty much what it is. Okay. So now let's go back. So what are we dealing with here? What kind of object are we dealing with here? I think it's a character, right?
Yeah, we got a character class.
Okay, so in this particular place, the system is smart enough to know that we're dealing with a character class. So in this convention, by convention, I'm just going to say, hey, okay, in this model, what do I want a text box for? So model dot name here. It's pretty short and it's to the point, and it's a little bit tricky, but it's something you get over time, and you know understanding dawns on you after a bit. But again, the one thing I want you to take from this is that whatever this is, the arrow and the thing, it's just the arrow and the equals, that is just convention. It'll always be like this. So what this says is, hey, use this this variable, and we're going to use that variable to access what we're dealing with. And then we're going to access this variable, and what do we want to build a text box for? Is the name in that object. Okay. I know that's a little bit, it's tricky, but we'll get there. Do you guys get it, sort of?
Yeah. We're using the model to kind of describe it, but
yeah.
X is just a quick and easy, like, all right, we already know what we're doing. We're just gonna
exactly.
It can be used for whatever we want.
Yes, exactly. You have just described my exact mode of thinking. After a while, you actually when you start using it, you use the actual words or whatever you're dealing with. But after a while, you just, I just want to type this quick, just use X. That's why people use X. But yeah, X is a shorthand for whatever it is that you're dealing with. Access this in that object or whatever you're dealing with. But yes, all it is just kind of a shorthand to whatever you were doing here. Okay, so I'm gonna add this here. Oh, I already did. Oh well, let's use model. Model's better, I think. You don't have to use that, at least not yet, but you might. You might need to use it soon. It's up to you. That makes it easier to create things for models when you have a model included, but you don't have to use it. You could just instead just use one of these, and then here in the value just put the model name. Not the model name, the model value, and make sure it is the same thing as the model name, so it goes to the controller with the right name.
You like the idea of using the model. It seems, I guess, more consistent in a way.
Oh yeah, it's very powerful. It's very nice. And also there are mods, you could say, I guess you could call them, I don't know, that do it for you. like they grab an object and they create all of these. They create the whole thing for you, like that the inputs. So it's pretty good, I think. Um, and they created using these things here. So overall, it's pretty good. So far so good. So far so good. Okay, so you guys get this here. Let me see. Get another one here. It's probably gonna crash. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, the model doesn't exist. So we didn't pass it. So yeah, we might be crashing here. I think we crashed. Oh, we did not crash. Okay, good. Oh, it then created an empty one. Okay, good. Because it's string. So there we go. Look at that. And again, it created kind of the same thing, very similar to the first one. See it? Blip, blip, blip. But this one will be tied, or it's a shorthand to do with the model, to use some kind of model. Okay. Did I hit you guys too hard? You guys all right? You guys hanging in there?
That's good.
Okay, so this is good, and that is kind of the introduction to LINQ. To continue or expand, what do you think? Well, LINQ is mostly used. It's used for a lot of stuff, but it is mostly used to interact with list. Amel.
Oh, that's like what it's really good for, huh? Right there.
Yes. Yes. List. Let's see. Is great for it. LINQ is great for list, which is kind of. I'm gonna go over here, and I want you to use your brains here, and because Dave used a little bit earlier today. Okay. Now that you can take a look at this, does this make a little bit more sense somewhat, maybe? I don't know. This part.
Yeah, we're looking for the character, specifically the character name.
Yeah. That is equal to name.
It's equal to the name field, or whatever we put in whatever we're grabbing.
Yep. And we just want the first one. That's just extra stuff. Yeah. But again, I want you to send this out with me. And because this is kind of the cusp right here. This is very important. If I ask you in this case, what X is, what is X?
It's character.
Character class.
In this case, yes, yes, it is. And how do you know it's a character class?
It was defined as the model in the top, the first line.
Well, no, yes, in here, yes, but I am talking about in this statement here.
Oh.
This is different, but it sort of. Like, what are you? Remember, the first question when you deal with LINQ is what? What are you dealing with? Okay. So, always, what are you dealing with? The first one. Okay, so what exactly are we dealing with in this statement here? Is it some kind of list? Is it I don't know, a variable of some sort? What do you think? This is thinking time.
We're dealing with a database.
Exactly, yes. Well, but in particular, what part of a database? I mean, you already answered it and you know it, but you're going ahead.
Character, right.
The character what?
The character name.
The character table. see, we are dealing with the character table right here. See, we're adding and so in effect, the character table, what did we say before that a character table or a table is in a database of sorts? It's a type of what? It's a kind of list, right?
Right.
I mean, all a table is, it's a list of type characters. And we keep track of them by having some kind of ID or, yeah, by having some kind of ID and keeping them. But again, after everything is said and done, it's a list. All it is, it's a list of characters. Do we agree on that? Are you guys with it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you will find that whenever you're dealing with most of the things you're going to be dealing with in C# or pretty any language are going to be some kind of list in some way. Or it's either going to be a list or just one variable. Or one variable that has list or something or other. But there are lists in there somewhere. Okay. So again, so this is some kind of list. So again, I'm going to ask you here. So what are we dealing with here? This is the database and this is the
Character table in the database.
Exactly, yes, which is the list of characters. Yeah, right here. So here we're saying, hey, character tables, I'm going to be dealing with it. And this is just SQL stuff where it says where. And then this is...
It's basically like a for each loop.
Exactly. You see, remember what I said before? Yes. You guys understand that in essence, this is kind of representing one object. Like this is going to represent everything in each one or each, what do you call that? Each item in this list here. And this is kind of the short version of the for each in a way.
It does kind of look like a looping.
Yeah, mechanism. It sort of is. It is internally. This says, basically this says, hey, in this table where the name equal this name, just give me that. Give me the first. That's all this says. It just looks funny. But remember, X represents each character, each record, each item in that list, whatever you're dealing with. And in that list, what you're saying is, hey, remember, this doesn't even exist. I mean, you could just get rid of this in a way. Not really, but it doesn't have to be there. The logic that actually counts is this logic, which is, hey, where X, again, X is the name we chose to represent each character. So, hey, where the name is equal to the name, give me the first. And put it here. All right. The other stuff is just convention. That's just how it is. Choose the name to represent whatever you're dealing with for each one, and use that name to compare it or do anything or do something to it. Okay. How are you guys with this? You guys sort of somewhat get it? Let me. This is a great example. Yeah, I know this is gonna hit you hard, but it's all right. It is okay. It is all right. Let's see. Man, this thing is quick. What the hell? Yeah, screw it. There we go. Okay. I really wanted to get to validation today, but I don't think we'll get to validation today. We'll get to validation on the next one. Um, this is good though. This is good. I like this. What I want now is, so where is your create character? Okay, I'm gonna do these here. Blip, blips. I'm gonna leave these here, but in that way you can't see them in comments here. But this is great. Okay. The next thing that I want to do, I want both of you to do it. In fact, I want you guys to create each one different. Well, not different. I want you to create the same thing because it's good exercise, and you will kind of have to. It's not easy, I don't think anyway. Um, so let's see. Give me 1 second. Well, how are your brains? You guys all right? You guys good?
Yep.
Okay. I want to take. Yeah, we're gonna do this slow and easy. How do you feel about the new inputs that we learned, or the different ways?
Liking it. Want to get more into it.
Okay. No, we will, and you were about to, in a way. Um, and do you guys just kind of get the gist of this of LinkQ somewhat, just a little bit, just what it is. Just starting,
Yeah,
just starting, just
I've
starting.
actually got a couple pages loaded up so I can read into it a little bit further. But so far, that's a great start on understanding what we've been doing with it.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Let's see if you guys really understand. Okay. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. I want you to type it in chat down here whenever you're done here. I have a table. I mean, I don't expect you guys to get this, but anyway, you never know. You guys are stallions. You never, ceased to amazed. Okay. Okay. Do a link queue query and return only the monks or the bard. Not the first or either. Forget about first or default. Just return all monks and bards. You have 2 minutes. Actually, is that clear? Sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, monks and bards. Let me get some water. You got 3 minutes. Yeah. Oh. Mhm. I'm back. All right, let's see who's gonna type anything here. Hmm. Okay, okay. Not exactly, but somewhere. Not really, but okay. I like your attempt. I like your attempt. I like your attempt. All right, Dan, what you got for me? All right, Dan, what you got for me?
I don't have the code. Like I can't look at it in Visual Studio, so I'm
Well,
struggling to copy that. But
just type something. Yeah, over here. See, you see what Dave typed?
yeah, I'm not confident of
Well, at least type
what
something.
I'm seeing there.
Okay. Well, no, that is
But
wrong. That is totally wrong.
if following the X class, if we do equals, could we literally put like monk?
In a way, yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Well, what you got? You got anything for me? You ain't got nothing for me. Fail. No text for me. All right. Okay, so let's
Sorry.
take what Dave has here. No worries. Uh, almost, almost. Let's take what Dave has. That is good though. No, don't give up. Exactly, exactly. And eventually you will sort of get it right. I think. I mean, also the the environment helps you in a way, so it's not too bad. So let's just see what here. This is just blank here. Let's just go with the blank here. All right, so let's see what Dave had here. Okay, so persons to find. Well, first of all, I'm just gonna. Okay, so we want more than one, right? So we don't
Right.
want one. Okay, so one thing that I forgot to remind you guys or tell you is that when you use dot find, two things, which really should go in the notes. You guys paying attention? You guys with me?
Yep.
Okay, this takes a number.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a key. Actually, this takes a key.
the primary key.
Exactly. Yes. Find is it's a way, a fast way of getting something from the database because you know what if it's a primary key, if it's a key, then you know first there can only be one, right? So if there's only one, the database can just go straight to it. You could just get it, and that's fast seeking. It's very fast, right? Instead of finding something with the name George or whatever, that is going to have to go through each one and then compare itself to George, correct? And that is a lot of compares, and you want the least amount of compares or seeks, um, because let's from now on let's make believe that you pay for each record that you compare to, or that you seek, or that you use. So you want the least amount, correct? Okay. So this is a special function that works only for one record, and so it has to be unique, and you have to know the key. And you see, this is good. This is very good that we're doing here. This is going over some stuff, very important stuff that we definitely need to know. Because we went over it early, but it was very brief. Okay, and I need to organize these. So find key, database. So hold on here. Okay, so how do we feel about find key? So find key only works, only gets one record, and it takes a unique key. very fast. Okay. I should put that in another database section up there somewhere, right? But you guys sort of good with that, right? I mean, you guys with it?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay, right here. Yes. I think this is kind of. Just gonna put this here, I guess. Again, we will organize this someday. Okay, so since we want more than one result, dot find doesn't really work, right? And did you give it a key of some sort? No.
No.
It has to be a unique key. Actually, I don't think it needs to be a number, but it has to be unique. Unique key. Most of the time they're numbers, but anyway. Let's see. So this goes out the window here. Actually, I'll just leave it there for now. So let's persons. We want more than one, right? So persons. Database dot character, because that is the character. Well, actually no. Remember we said what table are we dealing with?
Character table.
No, I said class.
What?
Yeah. I want the class. I want to get the records that have with class druid. I'm sorry, not monk or bard. Okay. Or actually, you know what? Let's do character. Let's stick to character. Character's fine. Because we already know character, and yeah, we know what's up. Okay, so let's stick with character, because that's the whole point. You know, it doesn't. It's the same thing pretty much. So character, where, and again that's kind of a built-in thing where, so now guide me here. What do I need to do? So, well, I'm just gonna use X. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you a question. Why did I just type X and then follows? It's called follows, or that arrow thing. Why is it that we use that?
Because we're calling on the class, and then we're going to call on the classes.
Well,
class.
we're using character now.
Yeah, we're calling on the character, and then we're going to call on its
properties. Yeah.
Yeah.
But remember, it's convention. That's all it is. It's just convention.
That's
right
what
here.
Sorry.
yeah, it's convention. That's just get used to it. Yeah, that's all it is. So, but remember, so X now is representing each character in the list on the table. So now, which characters are we looking for? So now X dot. So class.
Yeah.
So we want something.
Unless we can do something more specific.
No, this is good. Yeah. So class. So we want something that has the class equals to what? Equals to monk.
Monk.
Or bard.
Can we do a literal or?
Exactly. Yeah. Or.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys feeling the power?
Yeah.
Yes. Then you could say or X class equals bard. Shazam! You guys feel that? You see the power, and that is going to give us everything in that table, in the character table. That is either a bard or a monk.
I think we did something similar to this when we were working with the database, specifically in the database. It looks very similar.
Yeah, it is somewhat. You mean in the database itself?
Yeah, when we were managing,
Oh yeah.
The database entries.
Well, yeah, it's SQL. Pretty much, it's where class equals art or class equals what was the other one? Monk. Well, we have no monk now, but there you go. And then we run it. And there you go. We only have one. But if we would have had a monk, we would have returned that. So yeah, all this is just kind of like, it's the same thing. Remember, all we're trying to do is query. Remember, LINQ is for, it basically it's a query. Forgot what LINQ is. Language something query. But yeah, all it is just imitating this. You're trying to query an object. That's what it is. It's used for to query objects. What object are you querying in this particular instance? The character table. Yeah, character table, correct. So, or a list. So normally you query some kind of list. And yeah, and this gives you exactly this is the same as this. I mean, the syntax is different, but the idea is the same. It is very, very powerful because, well, how do you guys feel about this example here? Is it legit?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me, and by the way, this was an exact interview question I had at one of my job interviews, one of my jobs. Actually, yeah, when I worked at MedLife for my interview, I got this exact question. By the way, I'm not kidding. I mean, it wasn't a bard, but it was some kind of name or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was like name equals Joe or Bob or something. But this was the exact question. It does not change. And they asked me that question for the job to go in there. And I mean, I did it. Actually, I did not get it perfectly, which was just kind of because at the time I did not understand LINQ too well. I mean, you guys already have the same understanding that I did when I took the job, and probably better. So it's not too bad. Let me put this over here. I think. Where should I? Convention. Let me give you guys some of this over here. Flip. And I'm gonna update this as well to put it on our Google Doc. But yeah, slowly and surely we will be using more LINQ. And but yes, the more comfortable you get with this, it's it's very powerful. It's ridiculously powerful, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. It saves a lot of time and space too. Yeah, so you guys feel okay with this kind of thing over here? We're good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, good. So now I'm going to throw you guys to the wolves, and I am going to. Well, let me. I'm going to update. I'm going to upload this. I'm going to hurt you even further because I'm going to ask you to do something that you have not done in a while, but I expect you to somewhat do it or know it at least a little bit. And I gave you some hints. I gave you tons of hints today. You can't say anything. Are you guys ready for your assignment?
Ready.
Okay, and this is a very good step because once we get through this, then we can move on to newer stuff. But it's very important for you to understand and know the next step that we're gonna do. Let me just check in. New good stuff. And I'm just gonna check in. Click. All right, successfully checked in. Okay, now I want you to pay attention here. I want you guys to, this is the create page is beautiful. Okay, I might make it a little easier for you. I don't know, let me see,
Yeah, the patterns do kind of clash with the text.
Oh no, the patterns is fine. It's just the drop down. It's a little bit odd, but well, you guys can figure it out. Maybe you can. I don't know. Roster. Okay. Okay.
I
So
didn't want
Dave, you are creating the delete function here, right?
Hmm.
Okay. And then I want you both to add an edit button to each one next to it. So Dave, your button is gonna say Dave's edit, and then another button next to it is gonna say Dan's edit. They are both gonna go to a an edit page of some sort, and you will edit the character. Does that make sense? Feel free to use, I don't know, any kind of name. Um, Actually, let's make it, since David's already using the delete. Dave, you may use the word edit.
Edit.
Yes. Or, I mean, the view name edit. And, you know, whatever. Actually, no. Yeah, it's fine. You can name it anything you want. So, do I need to write that down, or you guys with that?
I'm not sure what you meant on that last bit.
I know. So let's see. So, well, this is what I want you guys to do. Okay, now, the delete is fine. That Dave is gonna work on it. One second, Dave is gonna work on it. Hold on, let me. Okay, yeah, Dave is gonna work on it. And let's see. Go. Hold on. This is. I mean, this is weird. Levels. Hold on. Let me. Okay. So Dave, you're good with the delete, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now. Okay. So Dave, I want you to add a button to delete the current character. Right?
Okay.
Not that. I'm sorry. Edit the current character. And create an edit page for it, and um, an edit action. Call it Dave Edit. Is that cool?
Yep.
Okay, Dan, I want you to create an edit page and an edit action and call it Dan Edit.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so when it comes time, we're going to have three buttons. One is going to say delete, and then one is going to say Dave Edit, which is going to edit the character, and the other one is going to say Dan Edit, which is going to edit the character. Basically, I want you both to do edit pages and edit functions and edit actions. And yeah, it's not easy. I know it's not easy, and you're gonna trip. You're gonna get tripped. But hopefully, what we did today helps out. I'm gonna actually input. I'm gonna update this or with our Google Doc, and then we should be good, I think. Let's see. So, do you guys understand 100% what we need to do? What you need to do?
I feel good on that. Yes.
Okay. Dave.
Yes.
Okay. It's not gonna. I know it's not easy, but you guys have this. All right. Actually, you know what? Forget about the delete for now, since you already implemented it. Just go straight for the edit. Okay. All right. I am gonna update the notes on let's see, on the Google Doc, and then we're good. But we are done for today. How are you guys' minds and brains? Are you guys all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go do as much as you can. I hope you guys learned a little something today. I think we did, especially with some inputs here. And then a little bit of LinkQ here. Okay, so work hard on the next on this assignment, because depending on if how much we have to go over the next assignment, then we can move on to new stuff and get something done. All right, but I mean, I'm liking the pace that we're going and how we're introducing some of these new things that we're learning. So this is very good. All right, so I will see you guys on Thursday.
Yep.
Keep chilling and do the do and rest your minds. Rest your minds.
Woo.
Drink water. All right, later. Let's see.